What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you on an update today of Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin here on the 4-hour time frame to start. Right now we're down about 5%. We're sitting at 33,277. What I want to do is piggyback off the last video that we did, and we started here on the 4-hour time frame, and the area I was talking about to watch for potential rejection or that we needed to get over top of was this 4-hour moving average here, and this is the 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. And you know, guys, as we were looking at this here, one observation that I wanted to tell people to pay attention to and why this is significant, when we first lost this 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, we were up around $56,000, and since then we've basically been trading underneath it the entire time. We had a little fake out up here, and then we just plummeted below it. So for me, it's very difficult to be taking long positions when even on the 4-hour time frame here, we're still having this river down. Look at these moving averages, guys. This is not an uptrend, and that's what people have to realize. Okay, we're not in an uptrend yet. We're still in this downtrend. We have not found the confirmed bottom for Bitcoin just yet. No one can say for sure that we found it. So this is an area to be extremely careful with. And like I told you guys, I had an anti-FOMO position on. I believe it was at like 34,193, something like that. That got stopped out, break even. And right now I'm patiently waiting for another good opportunity. For me, going long in this space at the area that we're at right now, I don't want to do that. I'm going to continue to keep my long-term positions in place, the ones that you just forget about. But for me, in terms of trading right now, I am not in any trading positions. Okay, so that's where being in those stable coins or in cash, something along those lines, it allows you to have control over the market. Because right now in this range that we're in, the number one thing you should be concerned about is that risk management. Okay, a lot of people don't realize that, guys, because if we do, say we drop down through this $30,000 and we have a drop down to 25,000 or to 20,000, all that you lose to the downside, all those percentages, okay, you're going to have to make that back up, busting up through overhead resistance. So the farther that we go down, the more difficult it makes it to go up, because you have more overhead resistance areas that you have to try to get through and conquer. And right now, even on the 4-hour time frame, we're trading below our 20 EMA, our 50, our 100, and our 200. So I'm going to label this as essentially Bitcoin bulls have a ton of work to do here. And what it would basically start with is setting a higher low in this area here than the previous area of $30,200. So we need to find some type of higher low here and then a push up and set a higher high. And that would be resistance roughly at around that $36,700 is going to be a tough spot for us to get up over top of. Okay, so this is on the 4-hour time frame. This is basically what I've been looking at to enter a swing position. Basically, a swing position for Bitcoin, guys, is what I'm going to be looking for next. Okay, and with the exchange that I'm on, I can only go long. So I'm basically right now just patiently waiting for a good opportunity for a nice swing trade position to be able to enter it once I have a little bit more confirmation. But right now, this is a sticky spot for Bitcoin. Okay, what I want to do next was go out to the 1-day time frame, because this is extremely important for us. And also, guys, if you get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave me a comment down low. You know, even something just like, hey, Chris, or I appreciate what you do. It really helps out the algorithm. So appreciate you guys doing that for me. So what we're looking at now here, we also on the 1-day time frame have had rejection at this 20 EMA. So now we are dropping below that. So here, guys, we're trading below the 20, the 50, the 200, and the 100. And one more thing I can throw on here is the 250, which we're trading below as well. All these moving averages. So that's why I said it's tough to go for a long position right now. If you're just opening up a trade, it's tough when you have all this overhead resistance, and that's not even included this 41,000, including the 40,000, 41,000 right in that area. So we have all this chunk of overhead resistance. You know, with cryptocurrency, anything can happen. The bulls could step in and it could be just a random move on a 20% candle. But when we're looking at this right now, the trend is still down, and you have to realize that the trend is still down, guys. Take a look here from our high, lower high, lower high. This could just be another lower high here. And then we'd have to try to set a higher low. And then we'd basically get in that little symmetrical triangle there until we eventually have some type of break, whether it be to the upside or the downside. But the more times we test this lower support here, the weaker that most likely it's going to get. And that's why I have some targets down here around 24,000 if we do get that low, and then it's going to be around 20,000, and those could present some great buying opportunities potentially. Okay, Now, in terms of overhead resistance on the daily, we're looking at about $36,000 we need to get up over top of, and we would need to consolidate up upon that area. And if we take a look at the technicals, guys, just to kind of show you the flow here on the 1 day time frame, we're back to a 15 sell, a 9 neutral, and a 2 buy. The oscillators, we have a 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy, and then our moving average is obviously showing that strong sell, because from our 10 moving average all the way to our 200, we're trading below them, and that's showing you that the trend is down. We're in an intermediate term downtrend right now, and I think one of the smartest things you can do, okay, I'm not shorting Bitcoin right now because of that explosive move that we could have to the upside. You know how it happens, guys. Any news can break, and we get a massive move to the upside. I'm not interested in shorting Bitcoin right now. I'm looking for a good swing trading long position, but the area that we're at right now is not for me. So I'm going to continue to be patient in this area that we're at right now and wait for a great opportunity, because if we did get flushed lower to 24,000 or that 20,000, most likely we're going to find some pretty strong support there, with the relative strength on the daily getting pretty low. But, you know, these are the things that we have to be aware of, guys. We have to protect ourselves. Okay, I was very protective with my capital once I started seeing this slowdown here and these diminishing highs that we were having. And then once we had this big push down and we had a reaction up on lower volume, for me, that's when basically things started to get a little bit uglier there, because this should have been the area. Once we found support here, we should have had a nice strong bounce out of here on heavier volume if we are going to get over 64,000. So now we have all this work to do up in here. Not saying we can't go to a higher level this year, but right now when we're looking at price action, we want to align ourselves with the trend, or we want to stay out of the market so that you're not fighting that trend, taking longs when the river has been down. You don't want to swim against the current, guys. When the current's up, you want to go with it. When the current's down, you're either shorting the market or you're sitting back patiently waiting for a great opportunity once we find more direction in the market. So if you get some from these videos, guys, you like it short and sweet, let me know down low. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.